Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan, coming at you with something different today. Today I'm reviewing Masterpiece 23 Exhaust. And even though this is a 5-year-old figure, I'm kind of using it as a tribute to the recent release in the Generation Selects line. This kind of rare character is a repaint of Earthrise Wheeljack with a new head sculpt and also sports a different faction symbol. The Earthrise exhausts, I think it has the mercenary symbol instead of the Decepticon symbol. So that's very interesting. So, yeah, going back to the Diaclone days in Japan, this guy, not the masterpiece, but the original figure, was a variant that later became Wheeljack. He had a retooled head and a different color scheme and decals. He was known as Marlboro Wheeljack because he can't use the word Marlboro. So he sported Marlboro cigarette decals, kind of which makes sense since there was lore of him being able to change himself into smoke. And he has this sort of rally car mode. Long story short, since smoking related markings on toys intended for children can't be used, they kind of got in trouble. It was illegal for a while to sell in the US, although Takara Tomy still released it in the Japanese market. So that is a little bit of history on the actual original exhaust figure, although it wasn't known as exhaust back then. It was this Marlboro Wheeljack, kind of before Wheeljack became Wheeljack. And it wasn't until this masterpiece release that he was known as Exhaust. And he is an officially licensed Lancia Stratos. So, with all that out of the way, there was just announced the new Generation Select, sorry, not Wheeljack, Exhaust, which is a repaint, retool, new head of the Earthrise Wheeljack. And he's not been released yet. There's been a couple reviews online. People got him off of eBay. So I've yet to find him, but so I thought it would be kind of interesting to go back a few years and look at the masterpiece. And actually, the masterpiece, he does sport the Decepticon logo, and he's the industrial espionage Decepticon. So, just taking a quick look at the box. I don't normally review. Actually, I think this might be my first masterpiece review. But yeah, just playing with them, you can really tell the difference between like the Earthrise line and the masterpiece line. It's totally different in a good way. So yeah, just taking a look at the box art here. There you see him in his rally car mode. Lancia Stratos Turbo. He's MP-23. Destron, which that's what they call him in Japan, not Decepticon, but Destron. Industrial Espionage Exhaust. There he is there. And, kind of typical masterpiece fare. You get the car mode on the side. You get him in his robot mode there. And he comes with all sorts of fun stuff. Tons of Japanese text. Again, there he is in his car mode. Some comparisons between him and Masterpiece Soundwave. He does come with a little, some accessories. He's got this little... I'm not quite sure what this thing is. It looks kind of silly. I'm probably not going to be using it. It does come with his gun, some side mirrors, some missiles, which are mounted on his shoulders there, and so on and so forth. So let's get rid of the packaging and let's get up close and personal with Exhaust, Masterpiece Exhaust. So yeah, again, like I was saying, just handling this guy. Although there's no, I heard there was no. There's no, what do you call it? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Diecast. God, that took me way too long to figure that out. There's no diecast metal in this figure, but he's pretty hefty. He's got some heft to him. He's got some weight to him. And again, just dealing with the masterpiece line, it's just so well crafted. And I mean, take a look at that head sculpt. That head sculpt is just it's really cool. And the Earthrise head sculpt is pretty cool too, but I don't think it really holds a candle to the to this masterpiece figure. It's got some really nice detail, that Decepticon logo there. You get the transparent blue here on the chest. He does come with a handgun here, which he holds very tightly and securely. And just again, just the paint job is just very exquisite. It's very professional and very nicely done. We'll get into the articulation here in a moment, but just going down, yeah, just the paint job is really nice. And just going around the figure, you know, not much of a backpack, a little bit, but very nice. I love these translucent sort of wings here, like Wheeljack has. I think that's a really nice touch. It really makes a nice cohesion with the transparent blue on the windshield. And yeah, pretty much, you know, very similar to the MP Wheeljack. So just setting him aside here. Again, I don't really review nor do I collect Masterpiece figures. I just thought it'd be kind of cool since that Generation Selects exhaust came out to review this guy. I do have a couple Masterpieces here, one being the Masterpiece Sunstreaker. So there he is next to Sunstreaker. I just love Sunstreaker as a character, and I love Lamborghinis, and so I decided to pick this. This guy up here too a couple winters ago, and this isn't also an excellent figure. So there they are side by side, and we'll just bring in little old Bumblebee here. He's also a Masterpiece. He's a little dude, and I do much prefer this guy opposed to the sort of cartoon accurate Bumblebee. I don't know. I think this guy he just looks better, and that cartoon Bumblebee's feet is just I can't I can't get on board with that. He may be a little chunky and tubby and stuff or whatever, but I think he just looks better. Anyways, that's my opinion. But so there he is with some other Masterpiece figures. So we'll take those guys away. Take Sunstreaker away. And yeah, Exhaust. He's really cool. Really nice. Again, just playing with him, the joints and everything are just really tight, and it's actually kind of refreshing to have a figure this tight. It's actually very. It makes me a little nervous too transforming him, because the joints are so tight, and you really have to be careful. These are not cheap figures, so you kind of have to be careful transforming him. So anyways, let's take the gun off. Let's take all the weapons off. So the gun just pegs. He holds it, but it actually does. There's a little clip here that pegs into a port in his hand, and we'll just take off these shoulder cannons here. Also, these shoulder cannons just they fit into these little ports on either side. And again, I will just show you in a sec here. Let's get him stood up. He does stand up. I know he's fallen over, but he's, like I said, I'm not great at posing things on camera. Up close with the shoulder cannons, they don't shoot. They just kind of fit in there. So there's no trigger or anything like that. So you kind of just have to use your imagination. And but they are very nice, very nicely painted. Nice silver paint on there. So they just kind of fit in there. I think there's a little groove that actually you have to. Yeah, there's a little groove that actually fits in the barrel there. And again, there's a port here. They can be put together as like another sort of weapon, so you can kind of hold that too as like a sort of double barrel weapon. So that's kind of cool. And so he does come with these accessories. I'm not going to show you the other accessories because I probably am not going to use them. So, but he does come with that other little weird kind of orange thing, which I'm not sure what they call it. But anyways, getting into articulation. First of all, these wings are on a joint back here, so it does have a stopping point, so you know where to stop. But they are because of transformation, they also bend down like that. But they are sort of posable. The head is, of course, on a ball joint, very tight. You do get some up and down motion, a little bit of up and down, like that. Again, that head sculpt it's really cool. I love that visor. It's almost like, I think someone else mentioned it too, but it's almost like they took Wheeljack's mask and sort of put it up over his eyes. It's kind of what it looks like. Nonetheless, it's a really great head sculpt with some beautiful paint on there. Yeah, he has the shoulder articulation, like any other figure. It goes all the way around. He has the bicep swivel. I mean, pretty much standard Masterpiece fare. He has the elbow bend here. He does have a wrist swivel, which does 360, and his hands do open and close. He does have an articulated hand for the gun and things like that. Same on this side. He does have a waist swivel, very nice. I mean, these joints are just so tight. It's really nice. Very easy to pose. His legs go out this far. They too get hindered a little bit right here, so that they don't go all the way out. You can't really do the full splits per se. And there is a thigh swivel there. There is about a 90, maybe a little bit less than a 90 degree because of the back kibble on the leg here. He can kick forward pretty high, and he can kick back really high. So he's got a lot of motion there. And then he does have the classic ankle tilt. It's actually a very, very deep ankle tilt. So yeah, you can get him in some really, really cool poses. Which again, I'm not very good at on camera. But for now, kind of a running pose there. Anyways, let's get Exhaust in his vehicle mode, his rally car, Lancia Stratos turbo mode. And I'll just point out a few things in the vehicle mode that, like I was talking about the Marlboro cigarette sponsors, how they changed the paint, and it was able to, they were able to sell it without all the Marlboro cigarette ads. So you can tell kind of where they altered the paint job on this figure. It's pretty interesting, actually. So without further ado, yeah, let's get this guy transformed into vehicle mode. Okay, so we're back with Exhaust in his rally car mode. And let's take a look at the hood first and foremost. I just wanted to show you what I was talking about here. They did have to alter the design to reflect the new sort of rules where you can't have cigarette advertisements on cars. So I just taking my red ruler here. So if you can imagine this being red like that, and this being red like that, coming to a point there, and then the Marlboro logo across there, then it looks exactly like a pack of Marlboro cigarettes. So, but they had to alter the design to reflect the changes in the laws and things like that. So this is what you are left with. Overall, paint design is really nice. Really nice paint on here. I love the Decepticon logo up there. You get that nice clear windshield there with the blue plastic. You get the 598, which is different than the wheeljack number, I believe. Now these tires, most Masterpiece tires are rubber. These are just plastic, but you do have some nice painted rims here. It's going along the side. You get Lancia there. You get Sid's side stream there. You get some red painted taillights on the back. And on the other side, much like the other side there. And these, it does come with another set, a replacement set of side mirrors. I could see these getting lost very easily. They're very small and very easy to lose. So they do just plug in there, but they do give you an extra set, which is very nice. Yeah, and also there is gun storage on the bottom here, so it's kind of nice that there's a little peg there that fits into a notch there, and it does actually double as his exhaust, hence his name. So yeah, that's kind of nice that they have gun storage there. I will bring in a Masterpiece Lamborghini Sunstreaker, and this guy is a real pain in the butt to transform. It took me a hot minute, haven't transformed in a while, but there you are. You have Masterpiece exhaust next to Masterpiece Sunstreaker. And let's see here, comparatively, they are about the same size. I would say maybe exhaust, because this comes to a point more, I'd say exhaust maybe is a little bit taller. But in vehicle mode, yeah, they're pretty similar in size. So there you have him, and just taking him off there, and we're left with exhaust. So yeah, I just thought I'd review this guy since, you know, they had the Generation Selects exhaust just released, which is a retool and repaint of Earthrise Wheeljack. And I thought this is kind of a rare character. You don't get many Decepticons in car modes besides like the Stunticons. So I thought it was kind of rare also that it's pretty, you don't see very often a Decepticon in car mode. So I just thought it was interesting. And sort of the backstory with the whole, you know, Marlboro cigarettes upheaval and all that stuff. You know, how they had to change the design and things like that. Kind of sign of the times type of thing. So yeah, this was Masterpiece Exhaust, and a really great figure. Again, don't really collect Masterpiece figures, but I have been having a lot of fun with this guy. And if you're into Masterpiece figures, I would definitely recommend picking this guy up. Again, any sort of excuse to get my hands on more Decepticons, I'm down for. And it's just a win-win having a Decepticon and a sort of car mode. One thing I just wanted to point out was the front here. It does say good flavor, which maybe is I'm not sure if that's a spoof on like Goodyear tires, or I'm not sure. Good flavor, it says right there. So I'm not quite sure what that means, or I'm not quite sure what the side stream means. I'm not sure if those are sponsors or whatever. If you guys know anything more than I do, please leave me a comment below. But this has been Matt in Japan for Masterpiece Exhaust. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for watching.